Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker, and she's a fantastic frickin' Friday. I'm gonna have to get that tattooed on my body someplace. Fantastic frickin' Friday. Going back to a little bit more of a knife review, and not really a knife review, just more of a kind of a little, just a little bit of a chat and a little bit of a show off of a new knife that I had shown you guys the other day. It is from a gentleman by the name of Bo out of the United States of America. And we did a little bit of a trade. He ended up taking home one of my old Bob Lum. I think I called it the Bret Hart edition because it was pink originally, and I dyed it black except for like a pink ring around the edge. And then he ended up trading me a Nissan. I was going to say Nissan Maximate. Damn it, a Spyderco Native 5 Maximate in the FRN gray, and the Big Canucker did a little bit of extras to this one here. So here it is, and let's go have a look at the tabletop, and I'll kind of go over this fantastic little blade with you. So this is not going to really be kind of a review. I ended up just doing a little bit of kind of customizing to this. I've had some other FRN stuff, and it's so nice to dye, and I really like purple. That's one of my favorite colors, and that's the one thing I have to say about this, the Maximate. When they come with that gray, and the gray is just kind of boring. I mean, it's an okay color, but it's nice enough that it leads you to be able to dye it anyway. So what I ended up doing to this is I dyed it, I did some blade work, and so before I go ahead and do that, just want to quickly head back up top and say, I forgot, if you like what you see here, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe. Help me to spread my voice. I'd appreciate it so much. Now, back to the tabletop. Okay, so if you have a look at the... I'll put a picture up here of what this looked like before I did some customizing to it. And here it is now. I imagine it's scrolling side to side. And here we go. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just getting some good old RIT dye here. And in just a purple color. Because it's nylon. Now I got the all-purpose dye because there was here in Lethbridge, the RIT dye is very, it's hard to get the synthetic RIT dye. There's always seems to be lots of the all-purpose dye, but the synthetic RIT dye seems to be sold out all the time. And I wanted to try out a purple, and I thought it looked awesome. So that's what I ended up doing, is I ended up grabbing some purple, and I used a cup of vinegar, a cup of water, and then I would say probably a quarter of the bottle of the RIT dye. And I'll see if I can grab the bottle here. Give me 1 second. And here we go. It's actually the purple violet. So there is a lot of the dye that's left. Now, lots of times, I didn't take a video of me doing this customization because it just seems to, I don't know, I'm not very good at setting up these camera angles yet, and I need to get a few more pieces of equipment to be able to set this up a little bit nicer, kind of weave my way through a process and cut it in. So that's neither here nor there. I just decided to just kind of do this up, show it to you. I'm going to carry this for a little bit, and then I'm going to, and I have been carrying it for a bit before I dyed it, but I want to show this to you. This is all the special stuff I did to it. So I ended up RIT dyeing it. Now, I didn't use boiling water on the stove. I ended up using just basically 1 cup of water, 1 cup of vinegar, and a quarter of the bottle of RIT dye. And I took the hot water and I stuck it in the microwave in the vinegar for probably 5 minutes. And it wasn't boiling, but it was quite hot. It has to be above 140 degrees. And then I just simply ducked this in, blade and all. There was no lanyard on there. I took this off, of course. And I put it in there, and literally 30 seconds is all it took. And this gray FRN sucked up this purple dye like crazy. Ran it under some water, and it's locked in. Great job with this all-purpose dye, cotton, wool, nylon, and more. And on the directions, it says if you're dyeing nylon, use the vinegar. So that's why I use the vinegar. Now the other thing I ended up doing is with the vinegar on here, it did start to discolor the blade there just a little bit, and I ended up soaking this blade in a cup of pure vinegar for probably about 30 minutes. And this is what I ended up getting here. It didn't get too dark. Now, I didn't want to go with, I have some acid here that's really, really corrosive that will, the acid wash, say like the stainless steel hardware. But I just didn't want to take it apart yet. I just wasn't ready to do that. So I just put the vinegar, and even though the scale had a little bit of vinegar in it, it didn't come off or nothing. No worries whatsoever. I was afraid that if I dumped this in, and it's not muriatic acid, I can't remember the acid that I have here in a container, but it's quite caustic. You don't want to inhale the fumes of that at all. So that's why. So the next time, if I decide to pull this completely apart and smooth out everything inside, and do more of this, I will probably darken this up a little bit more with some different acid, and then I'm going to bronze wash it using a tumbler and a bunch of empty brass cartridges, because I really like that look. It looks fantastic. The other thing I ended up doing here is I heat anodized this clip too as well. And I'm going to take some close-up pictures of this too. So stick around at the very, very end, or even just throughout this video. I will probably throw some close-up videos here of this clip and the blade and everything else. And then I ended up also putting a 17-degree edge on here. Now, I was going to do a sharpening choil in here, and I still will. I just couldn't find my little round diamond files. I was looking all over for them, and I thought, what the hell, I'll just quickly throw an edge on here, and I did. And so that's what I ended up doing to this beautiful Native 5. And then, of course, I tied my my standard lanyard to it. I love having this little lanyard to it. And I have to say thank you so much to Bo, who reached out to me, because he watched my Bob Lum video, and he just sent me a little bit of a message and said, hey, is this for sale or for trade? I got some things. And I thought, what the hell? I wanted to try out this Native 5 with Maximent, and I just wanted to have something a little bit more custom. I hope you guys really, really like the look of this. That's what I ended up doing to this, and it didn't take very long. And it was quite easy, and it wasn't very expensive, and it puts an entirely different look on this knife. And this is a fantastic little blade so far. It's light as hell, and I'm going to go over all the total, the Native FRN Gray Maximent technical specifications as soon as I carry this for a bit, but I have a feeling that I'm going to enjoy it. It's a really, really nice size. It's, it's in and around that sage size. Now, and you can look here too as well. It is, I do believe it is fall shut. You can see it'll fall shut there too. And backlocks aren't really kind of fall shut-itude, and I like the fact that you can do that and your finger's not going to hit the edge here. It's going to hit this 50-50 choil, so that's not too bad as well. And it will spidey flick and thumb flick it too as well. So there is a little bit of fidgetness to it, but yes, that is a look at my little Native 5 custom, and hope you enjoyed this. I'll put some pictures up at Instagram. Don't forget to check me over there at Big Canucker at Instagram too as well. And you guys, please stay safe out there. We're not out of the woods with everything that's going on. And I want to make sure that you guys all have yourself a fantastic rest of your year. This is the Big Canucker saying, keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. Adios.